Psychology, Class 12 2. Chapter 1. Lifespan Development. Stages of development. Development, as the term indicates, implies qualitative changes in behavior and abilities. Each individual passes through a succession of developmental stages that are common to all. All cultures divide the lifespan into different periods or stages. Regardless of how long or how short the total lifespan is, it is generally subdivided into some stages or periods. Each stage is characterized by certain behavioral or developmental characteristics. Failure at any particular stage adversely affects later stages. Unless the problems are solved in time, it may lead to poor adjustment, immature behavior and other related problems. Each stage of development is very crucial, keeping in view the physiological and psychological changes it brings with it. Hence, it is very important to understand the developmental characteristics of each and every stage. Psychology, Class 12-16. Stages of development in our lifespan as no. Developmental stage duration of the stage period O1 prenatal stage from conception till birth O2 period of infancy from birth to first 2 weeks O3 period of babyhood from 3 weeks to 2 years O4 period of childhood from 2 years to 12 years I early childhood 2 years to 6 years E late childhood 6 years to 12 years O5 period of adolescence from 12 years to 22 years O6 period of adulthood from 22 years to 60 years I early adulthood from 22 years to 30 years E middle adulthood from 30 years to 55 years E late adulthood from 55 years to 60 years O7 old age from 60 years to death. Table 1.1. 17 Psychology, Class 12 Table 1.2. Stages of prenatal development. Name of the duration major development stages. Period of the ovum 0 to 2 weeks fertilization, germinal period 2 weeks cell division and implantation. Period of embryo 2 to 8 weeks formation of placenta, umbilical embryonic period 6 weeks cord, amniotic sac formation of the nervous system, respiratory system, circulatory system, reproductive system, formation of all the structures of the body in a rudimentary form. Period of the fetus 8 to 40 weeks further growth and development of 32 weeks all the already formed structures in the embryonic period paving the way for the natural birth of the baby. Each stage of development is very crucial, keeping in view the physiological and psychological changes it brings with it. Hence, it is very important to understand the developmental characteristics of each and every stage. Prenatal stage. This period starts from the moment of conception and continues to about approximately 280 days or 40 weeks. Human life begins with the union of a male sex cell and a female sex cell. Conception takes place when a female sex cell ovum is fertilized by a male sex cell spermatozoa. This period is characterized by a period of rapid growth, and that too, to such an extent that when the infant is born, there is approximately 2 billion cells in her body. The size also increases from the size, i.e., smaller than the head of an alpine, to a size of approximately 18 to 20 inches long. How the stage progresses is of great importance to all of us. This period is characterized by 6 major factors, each of which exert quite a strong impact upon the development of the fetus. These include the following. Psychology, Class 12-18. A. The mechanism of hereditary transmission or the Hereditary Endowment act as the foundation for the later growth and development of the fetus. Its effect is fixed and no force, external or internal, can change it. B. The pregnant mother's mental and physical condition play a very significant role in fostering as well as in arresting the growth and development of the fetus. C. The sex of the new life is fixed at the time of conception and it is not affected by mother's physical or mental condition. D. Growth of the fetus is very systematic and rapid during the prenatal stage in comparison to any other stage of development of a human child. A. The entire prenatal period is considered to be very important from the point of view of providing a very safe and favorable environment to the fetus. This period is full of unexpected hazards which needs extra care and caution. F. Attitude of the parents, especially that of the mother towards her pregnancy, is very important in determining not only the mental health of the mother, but also in deciding the mental health of the fetus in later years. Research investigation has already proved this. All these characteristics of the prenatal stage makes it more complicated and important. Because of this, the expected mother is required to be careful in each and every step of her life, as she has to shoulder the prime responsibility of rearing up her baby in her own womb. How conception occurs. Conception marks the beginning of human life. A new life begins with the union of a male sex cell and a female sex cell. These sex cells are developed in the reproductive organs, the gonads. Spermatozoa are produced in the male 19 psychology, class 12 gonads, the testes, while the female sex cells, the ova, are produced in the female gonads, the ovaries. There are some of the similarities as well as differences between the male and female sex cells. They are similar in the sense that they contain chromosomes. There are 23 chromosomes in each matured sex cell, and each chromosome contains genes, which are the true carriers of heredity. There are approximately 3,000 genes in each chromosome, and they are passed on from the parents to the offspring. But what is the difference between the male and female sex cells? There are two main differences. In the first place, there are 23 matched chromosomes in the matured ovum, while there are 22 matched chromosomes and one unmatched chromosome in the matured spermatozoon, which may be either X or Y. The second important difference between them is in relation to the number of preparatory stages of development they usually pass through before they are ready to produce a new life. Of course, it is true that all the sex cells must pass through preliminary stages of development. But while male sex cells pass through two preparatory stages, i.e. maturation and fertilization, female sex cells usually pass through three preparatory stages like maturation, ovulation, and fertilization. Maturation refers to the process of chromosome reduction through cell division. Division of chromosomes is a matter of chance. There are approximately 16,777,216 possible combinations of the 23 chromosomes from the male and 23 from the female sex cells. Ovulation is the process of preparation to create the way to a new life. Research findings has also indicated the fact that the two ovaries alternate in producing a matured ovum during each menstrual cycle of about 28 days. Ovulation usually occurs on the 11th day of the menstrual cycle. However, it may vary from the 5th day to the 23rd day approximately. Once the matured ovum enters into the fallopian tube, it moves down towards the uterus. Under normal circumstances, the ovum usually takes 2 to 7 days to move from the fallopian tube to the uterus. In case of non-identical multiple births, 2 or more mature ova are released from the ovaries. Psychology, Class 12-20. Fertilization is the third stage of development. Fertilization takes place when the ovum is in the fallopian tube. It is usually believed that fertilization occurs within 12 to 36 hours and usually within the first 24 hours after the ovum has entered the tube. After a spermatozoon has penetrated the ovum, the surface of the ovum changes in such a way that no other spermatozoon can enter. After the sperm cell penetrated the wall of the ovum, the nuclei from the two cells are connected to each other and are merged, and the new life thus receives 46 chromosomes, 23 pairs, one half from the female cell and the other half from the male cell. This is how conception occurs and a new life is formed. Stages of prenatal development. The total duration of the prenatal development is approximately 280 days, 9 calendar months or 40 weeks. This period is divided into 3 major stages. They are the following. I. The period of the ovum, germinal period, period of the zygote. From fertilization to the end of second week. E. The period of the embryo, end of the second week to the end of second lunar month. E. The period of the fetus, end of the second lunar month to birth. I. Period of the ovum. The usual duration of this stage is from fertilization to the end of second week. During this time, the size of the zygote, that of a pinhead, remains unchanged as it receives no external nourishment. It lives by the yolk in the ovum. As the zygote passes down the fallopian tube to the uterus, it breaks down into many cells and a small cavity is created within the masses of the inner and outer layer of cells. Later on, the outer layer develops into the placenta, the umbilical cord and the amniotic sac, and the inner layer develops into a tiny human structure. During the first week of this period, the zygote remains free-floating as it is then not attached to the uterine wall. Usually on the 10th day, implantation takes place. 21 Psychology, Class 12, when the zygote become attached to the mother's uterine wall and thereafter become dependent upon the mother for its food and nourishment. If, due to any kind of hormonal deficiency, the zygote fails to attach itself to the mother's uterine wall, then it dies. In some exceptional cases, after fertilization, if the ovum fails to move down the fallopian tube and attach itself to the wall of the fallopian tube, it is named as tubal pregnancy. As it is not coming under normal pregnancy, surgical removal of the fertilized ovum is normally advised for the safety of the pregnant mother. Period of the embryo. This is the second stage of the prenatal stage, and the duration of this stage is from the end of the second week to the end of the second lunar month. Development is very rapid during this period. 3 different layers are formed during this period, namely: A. The acroderm, outer layer; B. The mesoderm, middle layer; C. The endoderm, inner layer. From the outer layer, i.e., the acroderm, the whole nervous system develops. More specifically, the nails, teeth, hairs, external layer of the skin, sensory cells, etc. From the middle layer, i.e., the mesoderm, the excretory and the circulatory systems develop. To be specific, the muscles and inner layer of the skin is formed. From the inner layer, i.e. the endoderm, lungs, liver, bronchia, pancreas, the salivary glands, the thyroid gland and the thymus glands develop. Altogether, different parts of a human body are formed in rudimentary shape during this period of embryo. During this stage, the embryo develops into a miniature human being and the limbs started making automatic movements within the uterus. Following the principles of development, major developments occur in the head region first and in the other extremities at the last. These are the main structures that are formed during the period of embryo. Apart from the formation of these structures, some special structures are also. Psychology, Class 1222. Formed during this stage, which are of special significance from the point of view of providing protection as well as nourishment to the embryo till the time the new life comes to the world. They are the following: I. The placenta; E. The umbilical cord; and the E. Amniotic sac. I. The placenta, it looks like a solid mass. Its size is approximately 1 inch thick and its diameter is about approximately 8 inches under normal conditions. The placenta play a very important role in regulating the development of the embryo. Various nutritional substances from the mother are transmitted to the embryo through the placenta. E. The umbilical cord, it is a rope-like structure. It is considered to be the lifeline of the embryo. The umbilical cord extends from the embryo. At one end it is connected with the uterine wall and at the other end, it is connected with the placenta. Through this cord, 2 arteries carry blood from the embryo to the placenta and 1 artery carries blood to the infant from the placenta. But the function is such that these 2 systems are usually separated by cell walls within the placenta. Because of this, the relationship between the bloodstream of the mother and the embryo is not a direct one. Apart from this, there is also no direct neural connection between the nervous system of the mother and the embryo. But in spite of this, the emotional state of the mother indirectly affects the functioning of the embryo. Research has also proved that only chemicals can cross the barriers of the placenta. Hence, if the pregnant mother will experience continuous stress, secretions from specific glands along with some other toxins may mix with the mother's bloodstream and may reach the embryo through the placenta, as a result of which the adequate growth and development of the embryo may get arrested. E. The amniotic sac, it is another special structure that is formed during this period of embryo. The shape of this sac is like a bag and it contains a fluid-like substance which is called as amniotic fluid. Within this fluid, the embryo floats comfortably as throughout the prenatal period. This fluid provides constant temperature to the fetus, making it completely unaffected by external temperature. 23. Psychology, Class 12. Another speciality of this amniotic sac is that its flexibility is so much that it increases its size to adjust to the increasing size of the embryo. During the time of delivery, this fluid makes the birth tunnel smooth, making the process of delivery an easy and smooth one. But if due to any reason, the sac breaks and the fluids are wasted away, normal delivery becomes difficult. Towards the end of the second prenatal month, the size of the embryo is about 1¼ inches long and its weight is about 2½ grams. By this time, all the human structures are formed, heart begins to function, the sex organ is formed and eyeballs are moved to the front of the eye. The shape of the embryo appears like a very tiny human structure, very delicate. IV, the period of the fetus, this is the last and the final stage of the prenatal period. Compared to the first two stages of the prenatal period, this is the longest phase, near about 32 weeks. The duration of this stage is from the end of the second lunar month to birth. At this stage, no new features develop, rather whatever structures are developed in a rudimentary form during the period of embryo develop further. Changes are noticed in the size of the already formed structures. Many other organs also begin to function. At about 4 months of pregnancy, the mother can feel the movement of the fetus in the womb. Fetal heartbeat can also be detected by this time. The growth of the fetus continued in proportionate manner provided the mother takes sufficient nutritious food as required at this stage. All the motor functions of the fetus becomes well differentiated. By the end of the 5th month, the size of the fetus increases to about 10 inches in length and its weight increases to 8 to 9 ounces. All the body structures gradually increases in its size and started functioning in adequate manner. By the end of 7 months, almost all the functions, both sensory and motor, are remarkably improved. The age of 7 months is known as the age of viability, which means the baby has the capacity to survive if born at this stage. Of course, they will be termed as premature babies. They can survive with extra care and caution, because all the bodily systems are already developed to the point that it can function like a fully developed baby. At the end of 9 lunar months, violent psychology, class 1224. Uterine contractions happen and the fetus is eventually expelled from the mother's womb to see the light of a new world with a huge cry. Possible hazards during the prenatal period. Throughout the lifespan, an individual is supposed to face many hazards. But, as rightly pointed out by the developmental psychologists, compared to any other stage of our life, the more serious hazards practically happen during this prenatal period. These hazards can be broadly explained under two different categories like physical hazards and the psychological hazards. Sometimes, the psychological hazards can prove to be as serious as the actual physical hazards because of the complexity of human nature and attitude. The common physical hazards during the period of the ovum zygote is that of too little yolk to keep it alive till the time of implantation. The second one is that of tubal pregnancy, that is implantation in the wrong place. In these two cases, the zygote is bound to die. During the period of embryo, the two most important physical hazards include miscarriage and malformation due to developmental irregularities. Miscarriage refers to a natural abortion due to unfavorable conditions in the prenatal environment. Malformation is another serious hazard because, if due to any glandular disturbance, malnutrition, serious maternal diseases like German measles, pneumonia etc. happen, the normal development of the embryo is arrested. If any one structure is not formed at the stage, there is no question of its formation in the period of the fetus. Because most of the developmental irregularities happen during the period of the embryo. For this reason, this period is considered to be a very crucial phase of prenatal period. During the period of the fetus, there are 4 major possible physical hazards like miscarriage, malformation, premature birth, complicacy in delivery etc. But along with it, the most important hazard is that of developmental irregularities that has already happened in the period of the embryo. This may continue to affect the normal growth and development of the fetus during the fetal period to such an extent that the resulting baby may be a deformed one with many complications. For example, epilepsy, mental deficiency, cerebral palsy etc. 25 Psychology, class 12 may come out later on even if they may not be detected at birth. This is considered to be one of the most serious impacts of any kind of developmental irregularities occurred during the period of embryo and continued till the time of the birth of the baby. Besides this, multiple births are more hazardous than single births. The psychological hazards include the attitude of the mother towards her pregnancy, i.e., whether it is a forced pregnancy or a planned one. Parental attitude as well, that of the attitude of the other elder members of the family is also very important in creating a conducive prenatal environment, both externally and internally. Because the maternal emotional state play a very important role in affecting the physiological functioning of the inborn baby. Besides this, preference for a son and forcing the pregnant mother to have sex determination tests may strongly affect the mental state of the mother. Hence, psychological hazards also create serious impacts upon the unborn baby.